welcome back. You are tuned into Life with a Tat. My name is Tat, and you know I talk all things nursing, travel, and lifestyle related. Today we're getting into the Felaton, or we could say the Pelaton SoulCycle hack. And let me just kind of give a quick overview, because you guys know how I can take a short story and turn it into a novel. So I want to keep this like under 10 minutes. We'll see. But overview, I've always been, somewhat skinny. I guess you could say like slim thick. I have been 5'11" since I was 15 years old, so I'm tall. I've always been able to hold a lot of weight, but still be very thin. In my adult life, like I'm talking about like over 20, and through my 20s, I've always been around 155, between 148 and 155. That's been my weight all my 20s. It wasn't until I turned 30 that I started to realize, okay, I'm gaining weight a lot quicker and I'm not losing it. Even though the things that I would normally do to lose weight very quickly were no longer working. So for example, I met my husband at 148 pounds. 3 years later, I weighed in at 178 pounds. And this is still just doing my normal things, eating normally, working out here and there. But for me, when I was looking in the mirror and gaining this weight, I was still like, I like the way I look in the mirror. Like, I like the curvy look, I like the thick thighs, I like the wider hips. But I'm a nurse. I know that you can like one thing and it may not always be healthy. I'm not saying I was unhealthy, but I wasn't the healthiest because I wasn't eating the best. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't, doing for my body what it needed to live a healthy lifestyle. And so I kind of understood where the weight gain was coming from. What concerned me is that I wasn't like losing the weight. Like, I was now starting to try the diets. I was working out more and my weight was not budging. So I'm going to do a video later on about losing weight in your 30s and also losing your weight with thyroid issues. But this video is just going to be on the Pelaton hack. I'm just kind of telling you why I even look this way anyways. For me, I don't like to work out. I just don't like it. I don't enjoy it. But when I do work out and I do enjoy it, it's with classes. I love cycling. I've always loved soul cycling. Whenever I'm in a city and an assignment that offers soul cycle, I always do it. I love quick classes, 45 minutes, and I'm done. I love weights, but I have to be in a class and I want to be in and done. So with my weight packing on, I was noticing I'm getting bigger. I wasn't able to fit the romper that I wore on my first date with my husband. I wasn't able to fit jeans. I've always had a tiny waist, always. Big butt, hips, and a tiny waist. I've always had to take my jeans in because my waist is so small, but now my jeans were getting tight on my waist. Like, I could not button my pants, and that's where I was doing my breaking point. I was like, I need to focus on a clean, healthy diet, and I also need to, with moderation. Like, I'm not going to cut out wine or sugar. I'm just going to eat it within moderation because I still want those things, and I need to exercise. And my big excuse sometimes is I wake up early and I'm like, I don't want to drive to the gym, so I need to bring the gym to my house. So I originally wanted to buy the Pelaton, and I did, and I canceled the order because it's like $2,400. For me, I have a habit, I'm a Gemini, of collecting hobbies and then not going through with them. Like a shit ton of things that I like to start, and then sometimes I don't finish. So I canceled it and I was like, let me do something cheaper. And if I can ride this bike for 100 times, then I'll treat myself to the real thing. And so I've officially done a month in 25 rides. So I ride about 5 days a week. I also do yoga and weights, but I ride about 5 days a week and I genuinely enjoy it, which I'm not surprised because I love SoulCycle and I felt like I would have liked Peloton. So let's really just get into it, okay? I gave you the overview. So I bought the Peloton, canceled it, right? And I found out that there was this hack where you could buy a cheaper bike online on Amazon for less than half the price, if not even like maybe a tenth of the price, and just download the app. So that's what I did. I went and bought the bike, which I'm going to show you guys a video of and give you like a review on that. I bought it on Amazon for $269, They normally sell it for $4.99, but I honestly would not have bought it for $500 because I would have just put that money towards the real thing. But for $269, some dumbbells and the mat, you're set up for under $300. So that's an option. You buy the bike, you set it up. You need a tablet, like your Apple tablet or your TV, and you can set that up, download the app. I decided to go with SoulCycle over Peloton just because I love SoulCycle. I love the music. It has to be all about the music for me. And I read reviews on the Peloton app that sometimes they just use kind of like just random music, and I need to like know the songs I'm riding to because it helps me get lost in it and really just enjoy the ride. So I love which is the Equinox app. So I love the Equinox app. It's $40. To me, it's worth it because I'm like, you would probably spend that at the gym anyways. They have yoga classes, which I do a lot of their yoga classes. They have bar, they have weights, they have walking, they have running, and then they have SoulCycle on top of that. You can't do SoulCycle without the Equinox app if you're not like in person. So you have to do the Equinox app. But I love it. So you put that, and I will put my tablet up on the bike and I will just ride, or I'll hook it up to the TV and I'll do my classes through that. So it's been great. Like I will say I've had amazing workouts using the Peloton SoulCycle hack. I have burned just as many calories as I would have in person, just as many calories as I would have with the actual bike. The only difference is mine's cheap as hell, and I will get into that compared to a nice solid Peloton or SoulCycle bike. Yeah, it's like worth it. Like I definitely already see like my stomach area flattening out, like the bloating. I'm starting to see a little more definition in my thighs. My butt feels tighter and higher. With the weights, I feel like my arms are a little bit toner. I know, being over 30 with thyroid issues, weight and fitness, it's a journey. It's not going to be as easy as it was when I was 20 and in the best health of my life and my metabolism was on point. It's going to be a journey. It's going to take time, and I'm just trying to enjoy that journey with classes that I like. And I'm really happy that I got this bike. I might even push it out to 200 classes. I might just ride this thing till the wheels come off, but I know they'll come off because this thing is cheap as hell. So let's get into that, okay? So this is the Cyclace bike I purchased from Amazon. I'm going to give you a quick overview of the bike, everything I purchased for it, and all the links will be in the description. So like I mentioned, you can use your tablet or your iPad. You set it here on the handlebars, you log into the Equinox app, pick a class, and you just ride. The app, like I mentioned, is $40 a month. One thing I will say is I like to pick my classes the day earlier just so I don't waste time in the mornings. I purchased a towel, a water bottle with a handle here just because the water bottle holder that comes with the bike is very flimsy. So if your water bottle is full or heavy, it just kind of rolls off. I also have a fan that I set here in the front, and sometimes I'll use it when it's like a little too hot in the house. I have my cycling shoes, which are just regular tennis shoes because I'm still using the pedals that came with the bike. They're not the clip-ons. I kind of explained that to you guys earlier, but I will upgrade to the actual Delta clip-in pedals and the Delta shoes. We also have wipes, so I wipe it down every single time I use it. I have a mat here that I purchased from Amazon as well that just protects the floor, catches all the sweat and all that good stuff. And I have 2-pound weights, which I wish I would have purchased 3 pounds because I think the 2 is a little bit too light. Now getting to the actual functionality of the bike, like I said, I think it's a great bike. I get a great workout from it, but it is a very flimsy bike. That is something you're going to have to get used to if you're used to actually riding on a SoulCycle, a Peloton, a Nordic. It's not going to be like a $3,000 high quality bike. It really does shake, so you have to be able to appreciate that. It really bothered me at first. I almost thought I couldn't do it, but I've actually kind of forgotten about it at this point. Another thing is that You know how you usually have like those handles back here to hold your weights? You can just quickly pick them up and ride and do the workout. This bike doesn't have that. So I usually have to like pull up a chair, set the weights here, and then pick them up just so I don't have to get in and out of my workout, like in and out of the bike. And let me think, what else? One of the other things that kind of bothered me about this bike was, you know how on a good SoulCycle bike, this has a nice bit of range? You can't really move this that much. So this is kind of where you're at. In regard to height, like I told you all, I'm 5'11". I have no problem with the height of the bike. I wish it would adjust more, like I can move the handlebars and the seat back more, but it is what it is. But height wise, I think this bike can handle weight up to 330 pounds and height up to 6'6". But I will add that in the comments or the description so you know what that's all about. But it is a great bike. It is cheap. So don't expect a $3,000 riding experience for $200 and something. But I do get a great workout, and I think you'll probably get one as well. So that is the bike. Okay, so I gave you guys the reasoning for me to get the bike, which was the fact that I had gained so much weight and my weight wasn't budging, and I really wanted to, just for, not even for my weight, but also for cardiovascular health, just my overall health, I wanted to add more fitness and movement in my life. So I got the bike. And I talked about the pros and cons. I showed you guys the bike. The pros are, I've not missed out on a good workout, honey. Like, this bike has given me results inside and out. Like, I do feel better, I look better, and I love the SoulCycle classes. With the app, putting on my bike, I would get up almost every morning, do a 30 to 60 minute class, and I feel great for the rest of the day. Like, I love it, and I would recommend this bike. But the cons are, honey, this is an outdoor experience. This bike is shaky as hell, okay? Like, the connections are not secure no matter what you do. Like, you are like riding. Like, this is an experience, outdoor experience. So if you want to flip the script and make it a positive, it's an outdoor experience. But if not, this thing is wobbly, okay? You are going to feel like you were shaking. You might tip over, but you won't. So that's the con. It's just a cheap ass bike, but it does the trick. I'm happy that I saved $2,200, got this. I got a really cheap setup, and I'm not even someone who is good. Like, this sounds really ignorant, but I'm not even someone who loves saving $1. Like, if it's name brand, like the normal me would be like, I want the Pelaton, I want the SoulCycle, I want the top of the line, I want the name, you know, that's just how I am personality wise. But I also am trying to grow in that area, and I'm also trying to be smart. I want to reward myself for following through with things, and I mark it off on the calendar every ride I do. I've done 25 for a month, and I will have to say so far this month I'm loving it. I'm gonna ride this bike till the wheels come off. If that's over 100 rides, that's great. If it's under 100 rides, then honey, I'm upgrading to the real thing. But I don't necessarily even see a reason to upgrade to the Pelaton or the SoulCycle right now. And if I were to upgrade, it'd be SoulCycle, because you guys know, like I said, I like the SoulCycle experience. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, because I will reply. I will, in the link, I'm going to add the link to the bike, the clip-in shoes I bought, not the clip-in pedals because they sent me the wrong one, but the clip-in shoes I actually really liked. They were just like a little small, so I would size up a half size if you're gonna buy them. And yes, I hope this is helpful, and I will see you all next time. Please take care of yourself and just have an amazing week. I will see you all soon. Bye.